This is a wild warthog, and those are mongooses crawling over his face. He is not fighting back. He invited them. To understand why, we have to go back to sunrise, when his day began underground in a burrow beneath the earth. He is covered in ticks, hundreds of them, buried deep in his skin, feeding on his blood all night while he slept. He tries the only thing he knows, a tree, rough bark scraped against raw skin. It takes a few, nowhere near enough. Then the dust, rolling hard, coating himself in dirt, it smothers a handful more, but by mid-morning, the itching returns. So he does something remarkable. He sets off across the savanna. He knows exactly where he is going and who is waiting. This is not a random walk. Warthogs, remember, somewhere out across this grassland, is a place he has visited hundreds of times before, where the relief he needs is waiting. He passes zebra and impala, who never make this journey, because they have their own arrangements with the birds above. He keeps walking. And then he arrives, a crumbling termite mound, rising out of the dry grass. To any other animal, it looks like nothing at all. But this mound is a home, and inside it lives a family of banded mongooses. The very reason he walked all this way under the punishing sun. This is his destination. One of the mongooses stands upright on the mound, watching him approach, a sentinel. In almost any other situation, an animal this size walking straight toward their den would trigger panic and a rush underground. But the sentinel does not sound the alarm. It watches and it waits because it recognizes exactly what is coming. And then the warthog does something extraordinary. He slows, stops, and lowers himself to the ground right in front of them. Then he rolls onto his side and stretches out, exposing his belly, his throat, his face, every soft and vulnerable part of his body. It is a gesture, and the mongooses understand it perfectly. The first mongoose approaches carefully, sniffing the air, then climbs up onto his flank. The warthog does not flinch. He does not move at all, and that stillness is the signal the rest of the family has been waiting for. Within seconds, the whole colony begins pouring out of the mound toward him. They swarm over him, 8, 10 mongooses climbing across his back, his belly, his legs, his face. From a distance, it looks like an attack, like a pack of small predators overwhelming a helpless animal. It is the exact opposite. This is the most comfortable moment of his entire day. Watch closely. Each mongoose is searching, parting the coarse hair with quick paws, hunting for the ticks buried underneath. When it finds one, it grips the parasite carefully in its teeth and pulls it free. Then it eats it. For the mongoose, this is a rich, effortless meal delivered right to its front door. They work the places he could never reach on his own, deep inside his ears, around his eyes, along the soft skin of his belly, and between his legs. These are the exact spots where the ticks gather thickest, because they are the warmest, the softest, and the safest from a tree trunk or a dust bath. This is mutualism, and it is a perfect trade. The mongoose family gets a concentrated, high-protein meal without hunting, without risk, without traveling a single step from home. The warthog gets something worth far more than the blood he loses. Freedom from parasites that carry disease and slowly weaken him until he cannot survive. But look at what he is risking. His eyes are closed, his throat is exposed, his legs are stretched out, useless. A warthog's only real defenses are speed, and those two curved tusks, and right now, he is using neither. If a predator found him like this, he would almost certainly not get up again. And then it happens. One mongoose breaks away from the group, sprints up onto the termite mound, and stands upright, staring hard into the distance. Something is out there. The others freeze mid-motion. The cleaning stops, and out in the tall grass, moving slowly along the tree line, a lone jackal has caught the scent. Here is the part that reveals just how deep this trust runs. The warthog hears the alarm. He knows exactly what it means, and yet he does not leap up, does not run, does not even open both eyes. He stays completely still on the ground and lets the small sentinel decide whether the danger is real. The jackal moves on. It has no interest in a full-grown warthog surrounded by a family of mongooses, and it disappears into the grass. The sentinel drops back down onto all fours. The colony relaxes, and within moments, as if nothing had happened at all, the cleaning quietly resumes exactly where it left off. It takes almost 20 minutes. By the end, the mongooses are visibly full, moving slower, some already wandering back toward the mound. Between them, they have removed dozens upon dozens of ticks from his body, more than he could have scraped off against every tree in this savanna in an entire week of trying. Finally, he rises. He shakes the dust from his hide, and for the first time since sunrise, the maddening itch is gone. The raw patches behind his ears are clear. His skin can begin to heal. He looks, for a moment, like a completely different animal from the one that set out this morning. The mongoose family drifts back to their mound, bellies full, having never once left the safety of their own territory. No chase, no struggle, no risk. For them, this enormous visitor is simply a walking meal that arrives on its own several times a week and then politely lies down and waits. And the warthog begins the long walk home, past the same zebra, past the same acacia trees. The sun is already dropping toward the horizon, and the savanna is turning gold. He is not hurrying now. There is nothing chasing him, and nothing driving him. He is simply going home to sleep. He reaches his burrow as the light finally dies, and backs in tail first, the way every warthog does, so that his tusks always face the entrance. Underground, in the dark, he settles down, and for the first night in many, he is not kept awake by the endless burning itch of 1,000 bites. Tomorrow the ticks will begin to return. In a few days, he will make this same journey again, and the mongooses will be waiting, exactly where they always are. Neither animal planned this. Neither one was taught. It simply worked, over and over, for so long that it became a rule of this landscape. In the wild, the strongest animals rarely survive alone. Sometimes survival means walking across an entire savanna, lying down in front of creatures far smaller than you, closing your eyes, and trusting completely. If you want to see more of nature's hidden alliances, subscribe, because there are far stranger ones still to come.